Hello, welcome to Spotlight on Cirrus. Today is July the 5th, 2023. My name is Laura Higgs, and we have with us today Brenda Morris and Cathy Williams here to tell us a little bit more about the mental wellness golf tournament that's coming up. Right, girls? Thank you for coming in again, because I know we've spoken in the past about mental wellness. We had that walk recently and stuff like that.
Right.
So enjoy having you guys in to talk about this super important topic. But so in case there's not many people out there familiar with the whole thing, tell us a little bit more about the Westman Mental Wellness and Suicide Prevention Association.
We are a registered charity based here in Souris, and we are run by a board of volunteers. And the volunteers have a desire to educate, advocate, support, and empower people and communities. And we want to try and do that through awareness and events around mental health. And we do want to work throughout the Westman region. We are based in Souris, but we are a Westman region.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We couldn't talk about something like that without going past our borders and past our doors and extend ourselves, right?
Yeah.
That's extremely important. So I know last time we talked, your board consisted of 12 people, is that 12 members? Okay, but they came from all over, like Brandon, Souris.
Yeah, we had about 12 members that came from Souris, Brandon, Belmont, Ninette. And so we did have, after our walk that you had mentioned, we did have a few people approach and showing lots of interest. So we're looking forward to maybe them coming on board in the fall.
So you could use more people on your committee then?
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely. Yeah. Ideally, we'd love to see some representation of every community within Westman, just to bring their issues or their concerns to the forefront, and so we can spread as much wellness as possible. Like, we're not just Souris, like you say. We want to do all of Westman.
Right. That's great.
And I think as the interest in what we're doing has really taken off this year, I think we're going to need more volunteers to be able to handle the amount of projects and events that are potentially in the offing.
Exactly. Last time you were here, we talked about you, or at the walk, I think we talked about you guys getting into the school system and spending more time there. You know, that's going to take people to get in there and to express good things to the students and tell them about the association and that there's places to go for help and all that stuff. That takes a lot more manpower than just one person.
That's for sure.
And honest to goodness, I just, a family member telling them or a parent telling them, a teacher telling them, it can happen. But sometimes when it comes from somebody that says, we're a corporate association, we are here to help and we understand, I think can do a child, a teenager, a young child, a world of good.
Exactly.
It comes from, my heart. I understand that. But okay, so you mentioned the walk for mental wellness. Just give us a recap of how that went.
It was a really awesome day.
I was there.
Yeah, we had a great day. In total, we probably had 225 people at the event. Most of that was runners. We did have a sanctioned running event, so we had, or did I say runners? I meant walkers.
Yeah.
So we had some runners, and then we had 8 agencies that came and set up booths and had educational resources for mental health and suicide prevention. And we also had 6 vendors that we invited to come in, and it was kind of self-care products that they had there. And apparently Brenda talked to them, I didn't. They had a great day. And of course we had about 25 or 30 awesome volunteers this year. The community support from the community of Souris was awesome. Between sponsorships and prizes for the rainbow auction, it was just a great community event, and we couldn't be happier with the support. that we got.
Yeah, I remember filming some of the prize tables, and they were just incredible.
Yeah.
And some of the auction table as well.
And some
then-
prizes showed up that we didn't even know were coming.
Oh, is that right?
People just brought things.
Oh, that's
and-
wonderful.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
What a good place to donate to. Seriously. But what I liked about it is if I had a question, well, I looked over and you had your tables labeled very well, but I could see somebody with the colored T-shirt on.
Yes.
And I knew I could go to any one of them. And if they didn't know the answer, they would send me to the right person to
Yes.
find the answer.
And that's exactly
Oh
what
my gosh,
we were
it was
hoping for.
perfect.
Yeah,
Good,
somebody said they
good.
just walked in, it was kind of a sea of yellow, but, but at least, yeah, we were visible and
Yeah.
there to help. and
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, we had a great day. It was, I think it was the best event that we've had yet,
Mhm.
as far as like this, that was our 6th walk? Or was
Yeah.
it 6th? Yeah.
And you had the most donations through that last walk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, good.
We made $18,197,
Wow.
which was beyond our expectations. but
Yeah.
We were very happy to.
Well, we've set the
Yeah,
bar.
we've
Let's
set
go,
the bar.
Soros. We've
Yeah.
set the Soros and communities around us. We set the bar. We got to keep it up.
We opened up and we tried to encourage community to come as well. You don't need to buy anything, you don't need to walk, you don't need to do a sponsorship, anything. Just come and see what we're about. And it was very encouraging with the amount of community people showed up and just spent the morning or half the day with us. They would pop in money into, all the food was free, all the drinks were free, but, they'd pop in money in a jar here and there.
Mhm.
Thoroughly enjoying, I think, what we did and got the feel of what we did and how important it was.
Yes, and they didn't necessarily go out in the walk or
No.
run or whatever they wanted to do. They didn't necessarily have to have sponsors, but they came down and I noticed there were a lot at the booths getting information. And I
Yes.
think that is the most important. I know
That is-
raising money is certainly important, but to get your mission out there.
Right.
And for people to know we're here for you.
Yeah,
I think
and
is
the agencies
huge.
that are out there that do help if someone contacts them.
Yeah.
So
It was Cathy's idea this year that we combine the mental health professionals with the self-help people that came. So it wasn't a lineup of healthcare professionals and then a lineup of self-care. They were all intermingled.
Right.
So you just seen a constant stream of people circulating. And so it kind of took that edge away from, if I want to stop and ask a question,
Right.
am I going to be really noticed? So it made, I think, everybody way more comfortable.
Yeah,
And I think it was a good mix.
yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good point. Yeah. Okay, so what kind of projects are you currently working on? You got a few?
Okay, we have a few. As you had mentioned, in the fall, we are going to be going into the school. So we actually are going into all of Southwest Horizon. So that will, we are going to assist with pumping up a mental health actual curriculum for the schools. So that involves the communities of Souris and Hartney, Wawanesa, Melita, Deloraine, Pearson, and Wascata.
Wow.
So that could just deliver a huge punch.
Yeah.
So maybe, this time next year, we get another school division involved and use the same guidelines that we're going to be using in Southwest Horizon. So, make more coverage. But
Mhm.
having those 7 schools involved right off the top
Yeah.
is I think, going to make a huge impact.
Absolutely.
We may never, ever be able to gauge how much of an impact, but I
Sometimes we
think
won't
we
know
can
for
make-
years what kind of an impact we can have on people.
Yes, yes.
You know, teachers say the years go by and their students will come up to them 20 years later and say, do you know what an impact you had on my life?
Yes.
I remember you because of. So we do this diligently because it needs to be done, and we just hope that somebody
helps
receive something from it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
school
agree.
division has set up their committee already. I think they have a committee of 18.
Oh, that's great.
So representation from teachers, janitorial staff, maintenance, bus drivers, aides, the whole gamut
Mhm.
at every school. So they have representation in all schools. So,
That's great.
yeah, we have some very keen and ambitious people out there that are just
Whew.
wanting to get at it.
Oh, I'm so glad that we crossed that barrier over
Yeah.
to
Oh,
the school.
exactly. Exactly.
It is, I think it is getting more open that more people are willing to talk about mental wellness and suicide, and I think that that's maybe part and parcel too now of what, like, the reactions we're getting, because people are thinking, okay, like they're doing this, and it's okay to talk about
Yep.
it and to seek help. So I think that that's you know, a big
Hurdle.
step
Yeah.
that has been taken, is to kind of get past some of that stigma and the stuff that kind of surrounds or has surrounded mental health.
Yeah,
or
yeah, and
mental
you know,
illness.
also, there's some things in the generation, I remember when I was a kid, you know, you skin your knee, get up, you're fine, don't, you know, whatever. The kids are bullying you at school, oh, it'll be okay, just, you know,
Yeah.
shake it off, shake it off. You know, we sort of grew up in an era where they didn't consider that as your mental health. I remember raising my daughter, and if she had a hard day or something wasn't going right, or the kids teased her about having one eyebrow and, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
I took her to the salon and she didn't have one eyebrow, but, you know, the
Yeah.
kids said that, so
Yeah.
it impacted her and it hurt her.
Yeah.
You know, but when she was very young, I said, I think you just need to have a cry, honey.
Yeah.
I do, she would say. She would climb in my lap and just cry, and I would acknowledge she needed to cry. She
Yeah.
needed to get that out of her system. She needed someone to care. Don't just, like, suck it up.
Yeah,
And
it's-
suck it up isn't okay in a certain circumstances, but it's
Not always the
But it was
answer.
always what we heard growing up, and
Yeah.
you
Oh,
stifled
yeah.
your emotions and you hid them because people didn't want to hear
Didn't
that.
want to talk about emotions.
Right, but then raising my daughter, it was a different generation, but it wasn't as prevalent then to let your kid cry or let your kid, you know, I felt like that's what she needed to do. But as time's gone on, people are realizing we need to let their kids express themselves, number one.
Yeah.
We need to acknowledge their feelings,
Exactly.
and we need to help them through that, because
Yeah.
that self-talk after those bad things that happen is hard to
Yeah.
get through.
Yeah.
I certainly understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the school is going to be a huge project.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, so we're
We're
anxious.
excited.
We're excited.
Well, because you're
and-
building anew, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Another event that we are planning later for fall is a men's wellness event. Might be a tough crowd, but we're going to start. We're
Yeah.
going to put on some kind of a men's wellness come fall, once maybe the farmers are kind of winding down for the season.
That's
Yeah.
good point.
Then finishing off for 2023, we are hoping to do some kind of a seniors event. Closer to Christmas, kind of with that in mind, that, you know, so many people are alone at Christmas, and
And lonely, not just alone, but
Yeah.
lonely,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Right.
there's a,
so we're going to work on that. We've been kicking around a few different events for 2024. Some we're super excited about. And we'll be sharing more of that once we kind of get some details ironed out.
okay, we'll have you back.
Yeah.
We'll have you back
Yeah.
when you iron that.
There's definitely
Okay.
more planning, and yeah, we need to nail down some details. So, and there's always things come up that, you know, we can add as time goes on. Special events,
Oh, sure.
special communities want something special. So
Absolutely.
we will stay busy. So the importance
gosh,
is
yes.
raising the funds so we can go do these things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Girls are already thinking for next year, and I'm still enjoying the walk that we just had. And, yeah, well, I like that forward thinking that you have. So, like you said, your fundraiser for the walk was huge. Do you have any other fundraisers going on?
We do. We have 2 fundraisers in August. We do the barbecue. Carberry, they have a farmer's market every Wednesday through the summer, and they have a charity do the barbecue on each different week. So this will be our 2nd year we've been invited to Carberry, and that is on August 16th. And then on August 19th, we're having our 2nd annual golf tournament here in Souris. And we've kind of got the door open. We're doing the fundraiser in Carberry, but we still would like, because we consider ourselves Westman, we would still be interested in doing some fundraisers in other communities. I think that would give us a little bit more exposure beyond Souris, and also, of course, fundraise some money. And then if communities are seeing what we're doing, and we're doing a fundraiser there, maybe they'll have something that we can help work with them on.
Right.
So
Raise
it's all
awareness.
kind of
Yeah.
just getting out who we are and what we're about, and
Yeah.
throughout Westman.
And hopefully pick up some volunteers from each of those communities.
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Thinking.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me more about the golf tournament then.
Okay, well, it is August 19th, and it is going to be held at the Souris and Glenwood Golf Club. We're asking golfers to be at the clubhouse by 9:30. There'll be a shotgun start at 10, so we want to do a few things before the golfing
sure.
actually starts at 10. It'll be a best ball format, and we'll be playing
Four-person team best
yeah,
ball.
four-person team, yeah, playing 18 holes.
Okay.
So we go around the course twice. So we're really encouraging people to register as soon as possible because there is limited space because we only have the course for so long.
Right, okay.
So we have to limit the amount of teams that we can take.
Okay.
So I would definitely encourage people to go onto our website and register as soon as possible.
And the website,
westmanwellness.ca.
westmanwellness.ca. Okay,
Right.
we'll add that.
So you can go on, register as a team, you can go in and register as a couple, you can register single. If you don't have your own foursome, we will pair you up with somebody and
Oh,
make
that's
a
good.
foursome. So
Okay.
you don't feel that you have to round up 3 other friends to come with you. You're
Right.
welcome just to come
Okay,
one-on-one. We will be providing lunch and cold beverages along the course. So some of our, generous sponsors, again, are stepping up to sponsor some of those events, to sponsor the barbecue that will be held, the drinks that are going to be distributed, available along the course. So,
okay.
yeah.
So a lunch just on the course?
Yes.
That's what- okay.
So we'll just have
At the
stations.
food shack, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
set up stations and,
Yeah,
yeah.
cool, very
Yeah.
cool. So how much does that cost for the golf tournament too?
It is $100 a person.
Okay,
Out of that $100, you get a $50, right?
Yeah.
Charitable donation receipt.
oh, okay, all right,
So $50 covers our cost of your golfing and your cart and, anything else that went on
If you need a
that we're
cart.
being charged for,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And the other $50, yes, you will get a donation
oh, okay,
for.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes some sense then. Okay, are you looking for more sponsors and more volunteers? I think we've asked and answered that question pretty much, right? You'll take
Pretty much.
whoever wants to come along to help you sponsor that. Like anybody a business wanting to sponsor some gifts, because there's always
Oh,
usually
definitely.
prizes and gifts,
Yeah,
right?
well, for sure.
Yeah.
And volunteers, because it's August and some of our committee aren't available, we probably do need a few volunteers for the events, just because, it's a time of year when people are on vacation and stuff.
Yep.
And volunteers are always welcome. Sponsorships are always welcome.
Wonderful.
We, like Brenda said, we originally set out, we thought 18 whole sponsors, but we've already exceeded that. So that's why we thought we would, we could sponsor it, they could sponsor a drink station or, different.
Yep.
So if someone's interested,
And they've got an idea, bring it to you,
Bring
and
it to
you'll
us,
try to
and-
implement it as best
and
you
we'll-
can, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And they'll be recognized for their contributions
Sure,
to us.
sure.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Wow. Okay, so is there anything else we need to cover? Cost, date, and you said August
19th.
19th? That's a
Saturday.
Thursday. It's a Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess the only thing is we encourage people to go online, register as soon as possible. If you want to be involved in any other way, just reach out to either Cathy or I, and we'd be thrilled to, suggest something or give you some options to help make our event more of a success. We just look forward to bringing wellness to communities. And without the support of the sponsors, the volunteers, just the whole community in general, we wouldn't be able to go out and do the work we're doing. So I think every one of those people need to give themselves credit and give themselves a pat on the back, because they are the reason that we are able to do this.
Mm,
So any support we get is very, very much appreciated.
wonderful.
And we just encourage people to take note of all the sponsors, the volunteers, like anything at these events, whether it was the walk or the golf tournament, just kind of take a mental note of who some of the sponsors are, who some of the donors were. You know, you pass them on the street and say, hey, I see you sponsored the golf tournament. That was great. You know, was it a good event? Or, gee, I was there, and it's a really good cause. Like, just acknowledge some of those vendors. We try and do a good job of acknowledging them, but, you know, you hope you don't miss anybody, and hopefully we haven't, but it's just the whole community in general. And even this year, we've had sponsorship now coming from Verdun for sponsorship of holes for the golf tournament.
Really?
So, you know, we are starting to reach out beyond the walls of Souris.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think it's good for their mental wellness to hear, we were at that golf tournament, or we were at this event, and we really appreciated how you sponsored it, and this was enjoyed, and I heard people commenting that that was so good, and I think they need
Yes.
that feedback.
Oh,
It's
yes.
good for their mental wellness to have that feedback.
Exactly.
Because they continue to sponsor, but it's good for their mental health, so let's
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
it, it's all good for everybody.
It is.
Everybody likes to feel that they've contributed and be a part of, and
And just be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Just to
Just
be
be
acknowledged.
acknowledged.
Like, thank you
Yeah.
for that. I appreciated your comments. Even that is helpful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Brenda said, we couldn't do it without all the help that we have received. And we are so grateful to everyone who has helped us.
Well, it's an area that comes from our hearts,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
and to have people extend themselves to make that happen because it comes from our hearts, it's really good for our mental wellness
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
really. It's
Yeah.
good for us.
Yeah, because you never know, like with one kind word or a gesture or something at any of these events or after these events, how it just might affect someone.
Yeah.
You know, you might be in that right place at the right time, and you won't even know that you were, but it could have such a positive effect.
It could
on
save a life.
people.
Mhm.
You don't know.
Exactly.
could.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so people need to get a hold of you guys if they want to sponsor or volunteer or to participate or have any questions about participating, right?
Yeah.
So you said mentalwellness.ca is, right? Did I say that right?
Westmanwellness.ca
Westmanwellness.ca.
is our email. Oh, no, just a minute.
Is our website.
That's your website?
That's our website.
Okay, that's good, that's good.
Yeah, westmanwellness@gmail.com is our email.
Okay,
Yes. They can call myself, Cathy, at 204-721-4944, or Brenda at 204-483-0302. And we will make sure that whatever you're wanting will help answer your questions.
yeah, okay, that's great. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming in. We
Okay.
so appreciate
Thank you
your time.
again. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Spotlight in Souris, and have a wonderful evening.